Okie dokes. I don't know why I'm waving. Anyway,
Waving at
I don't know,
Audience?
man. Yeah, audience.
This is always so weird.
wait,
So
that's
should we
Toby's
start
thing.
with
Never
should we
mind.
start with another recipe? I can
No,
get one for you.
No more recipes.
We're
Let
done
me,
with
let,
the
me, let, me,
recipes.
let me get you a chicken sandwich.
Just give me a simple one.
Just
Chick-fil-A
go-
sandwich.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A.
Oh, that's pretty complicated. Never mind. Let's not do the recipe.
Bottom bun, chicken, top bun. There's
So
your
that's
Alright.
sandwich.
you're in for
Very
a
simple.
nasty chicken sandwich. If that's what you're doing. Okay,
Not
let me
even
tell
a
you
cooked
that.
chicken.
Like
Okay,
cutting the
alright.
breast off a rotisserie. Like,
You don't even cook it. Go outside, kill a chicken, cut its head off,
Boom.
feather it.
make sure
cut
the
it
knife
open,
is
pull
sharp
the-
because we don't want to do that again.
Oof.
Oh, that guy.
Or the hatchet, whatever.
So
Oh,
on
gosh.
a scouting trip we had all taken at one point. We went to it was like a Renaissance festival and they had chickens there, and then they were like, "You want some fresh chicken, boys?" There's such a 14-year-old guys. We're like, "Yeah!" And he picks up the chicken and he chops its head off, but he doesn't get it all the way, and it's sitting there, it's like squirming around. And the head's not even off all the way, so he takes another whack at it. It took him a few tries to get the head off all the way, and he finally got it. And then we got to cut the breast out. It was
That poor
yeah.
chicken. That poor chicken.
Poor
Oh
chicken.
my goodness.
so basically do
Scarring.
that. Pull
Scarring.
the breast out.
I was scarred.
Put it in the bun, and then take a bite. Eric,
Yeah,
fresh,
exactly how that
uncooked
is.
chicken breast.
That's exactly how I imagine my chicken sandwiches.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right,
Anyways,
so
welcome to episode 2 of the Bit Boys. Today, we got the
Boys.
same boys. We got Tube
I
Stock.
hope we were the same boys.
We got the White Dingo, and we got myself, Wander. We're gonna be talking about Naruto today, and it happens to be a
It's still relevant.
more relevant, more popular anime. I don't know if anyone's heard of that one either. The last one, no one's heard about that one. But
clearly not.
Nah, that's a brand new one. Remember, My Hero Again just came out a couple weeks. It
Came
started
out.
a couple weeks ago.
Okay, but
It was
seriously,
weird. They released season 1, 2, and 3 along with the first episode of season 4.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
That's
it's insane.
So Naruto, I don't know the exact episode count, but they got like what, over 700 episodes.
Let's check.
If I'm not mistaken, including all fillers, it is exactly 720 episodes. The first and second Naruto series. That's not
220 episodes.
Well, 220 is just the Naruto series. Shippuden should be exactly 500.
Oh, right.
Which is 720.
So there's
That's with the
220 Naruto.
That's with the fillers. If we exclude fillers, it's approximately 500. Maybe a little less than that. That's just how many fillers there are.
Yeah, but if you're
But,
watching it week to week, as they come out, you're going to be watching 700 episodes plus.
Basically.
It's a long show.
It is a very,
Yeah.
very lengthy show.
Yeah, it is.
Um,
You're right. You're exactly right.
But back in those days,
720 episodes.
Yeah, back in those days, though, when anime series, were a thing, it was very popular to have a lot of episodes for your animes. That way, it was able to keep going. Whereas nowadays, it's common to just have between 12 to 24. And maximum, 50, 60, if you're making a long story, like Full Metal type deal.
Which is
It
nice.
doesn't go any longer than that.
All TV has kind of done that over the years. The shows and storytelling in TV realm has transitioned from long format, long drawn out stories into very concise, get to the point quicker kind of things. Like you can see it with sitcoms. So you can see things such as Cheers and other sitcoms. They lasted for years and seasons upon seasons, up to 30 episodes sometimes. But now the sitcoms, that think of Good Place. The Office kind of tapered off with that, where the smaller episode counts toward the end, I believe. And then other sitcoms such as Brooklyn Nine-Nine and these other ones, they don't last as long, and they're getting to the point a lot quicker.
Because it's hard
So,
to
the
retain an
animes-
audience over a decade.
Mhm. Mhm.
Unless you're like a dedicated fan, people are gonna move on. Over a decade of entertainment, there's gonna be new, more attractive things that
not only that, but that you come across the problem where it's like people that begin to start getting interested in it start feeling fearful of actually getting into the anime because it's already so long that if you
One
want to
Piece.
catch up to the new things, exactly, basically what One Piece is kind of suffering, where it's like, oh my gosh, I want to watch this, but man, do I
But don't
not
wanna
want
watch
to
One Piece,
watch
though.
800 episodes? Like
No.
that's so many.
Well, so like Naruto was the first anime I've watched, and that's because of Tube Sock over here. And that was kind of my first exposure to it, and what he showed me like a fight, and I was like, cool, I want to know what happens leading up to this fight. I didn't know I had to watch like freaking hundreds of episodes, but I did, because that's what you do when you're 14.
Yeah, you have time.
Well, you got plenty of time.
Today, if I had never watched Naruto, if I hadn't watched Naruto while it was going on, I would have. And today you said, "Hey, you should watch Naruto. It has 720 episodes." No, I'm not touching that. Even the first series, you just watch Naruto. Watch the Naruto, not Shippuden. It has 200 episodes. No. Well, you take out the filler. That's only like 150. Nah, that's still too much. Take out the filler.
The fillers themselves is longer than normal shows.
It's literally, I think, like 130,
yeah.
150 episodes, no filler on the first series.
Where you can get into My Hero Academia, which is on episode 67, and there's barely any filler. It's really good, and you just you can go through it. We're pretty quick. You can get it done. But Naruto, oof,
it's difficult.
But we watched it.
Yeah, we did.
We did watch it, and
it.
it is a great series. It is really, really good.
Regardless of its length and how long it took it to air, I remember we would did you see the last episode? We were always so hyped about it, even though in real time only 5 minutes have passed in the show. It's sometimes some big bomb just dropped on us, and we're like, whoa.
Unmaskings and finding out who the real bad guy is after we thought the other guy was the real bad guy.
There's always another bad guy.
There's always another bad. There's always a bigger boot.
Bigger boot.
Yeah.
But I'd definitely say Naruto is very mainstream when it comes to the anime community, though. I feel like even people that don't really watch anime have a knowledge of Dragon Ball or Naruto. They know of the two. At least one.
Yeah,
we had
I agree.
Naruto runner during the Area 51 raid.
Yeah, there you go.
That was a huge meme.
The people that know memes know Naruto.
Run.
There you go.
Naruto run. Well, people who know memes are people like us who are already weebs. A lot of there's so many anime memes. It's great. They're really good. Naruto run.
There's always that one kid in high school wherever that had the Akatsuki cloak.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, that too.
Always.
That too.
Or a headband. He just had a headband walking around. Whether it was on his arm or his head.
But the cloak guys were my favorite ones.
They did not care.
In the corner of the cafeteria.
No shame whatsoever.
No shame. They were edgy. They were dark.
Edgy.
Prideful weebs.
They knew. They were just like, yeah.
They wear the Sharingan
I'm
contacts.
not normal. I'm going against the grain.
Exactly.
That's exactly I'm the Akatsuki.
He's gonna
We're
1,000
trying
years of
to
death
break
at
down
any
the
moment.
establishment. 1,000-year death.
So, I don't know.
Oh man, but yeah, definitely Naruto is really sets a label for the anime community, and a lot of things such as attire that people wear in high school. It was one of the most basic animes back then, so everyone had those kind of things.
Such a great appeal. It's ninjas. It's the technology was just enough to kind of seem modern, but there was no cars. There was no computers in the beginning of Naruto, but now there is. There is barely any real technology. It seemed like they had light and power. But,
right. They even had
have modes of
communication. No. They even had communication through computers, but it was very out of date, very, very beginning of Windows.
Well, they did a lot of their communication through those circle of dudes with the little pipes on their heads. The sensory ninjas, they would all this little thing on their head. They'd all be connected to a mainframe.
Oh yeah, would, Ino's dad.
Send their little ninja waves across the countryside. to communicate. Naruto over there, just whatever
They're
they
all
were doing
connected
with
through
their
fiber.
yeah, the chakra fiber, the chakra web.
Perfect.
Whoa, is that? Did they have internet then? The chakra web.
I guess chakra is internet because it's connected by everybody.
Everyone's connected.
Yeah. Are we gonna talk about spoilers in this? By the way, do we want to say this before, just in case someone wants to watch Naruto for whatever
Optimus
reason
dies.
and
You're
has
welcome.
not watched it yet? What?
Yeah. I don't know. If you're watching this, it's because it's been done for years. There's 700 episodes. Doesn't matter. Okay.
Here's how. If you want to know the story of Naruto, but you don't want to dedicate all of your time to watching it and finish it in a reasonable amount of time, just play the Ninja Storm games. Go through the story mode. Each one will probably take you 6 or 7 hours, and
that's
get the main. It'll cut out all the filler. It'll give you the main points and everything, and it'll be great. And it's fun. They're fun games. You'll understand the story. You'll miss out on some of the amazing fight scenes and animations, but you can go back and watch those.
Or even some of the amazing like emotional moments. Because let's be honest, Naruto has some good feels in that anime. So you'll miss out on those, but you'll get the point of the story. And that's what most people really want. You'll miss the swing set flashbacks. There probably will be like one small flashback of it in the game. So maybe one. There has to be
the real main character.
Sure is.
In episode 1 and in the last episode. That's all that matters.
Was it in the last episode?
Yeah, it goes small gist over Naruto while he's getting married. And he goes through small moments of his past, and the swing set was the first flashback.
I guess I haven't technically finished Naruto because I stopped watching. I thought it was done after the Sasuke and Naruto fight. Because that's when it ends. And then they're like, oh, wait, but we still have an extra 20 episodes. Don't you want to find out what happens after they defeat all these other people? No, I don't really. You should just end it.
They did continue a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
They continued like
the ending.
It was it was basically the time between Sasuke leaving to redeem himself and after the war. So.
Yeah, it's basically a prologue to Boruto. That's what it is. Like, this is what happens in between Shippuden and Boruto.
20 episodes of
Boruto is his own beast.
Nonsense.
Yeah,
nice.
It is.
It's technically canon. Those last 20 episodes are technically canon, but
yeah, I know.
But it's still like irrelevant.
See, the thing about Boruto is they're trying to basically overlay it across the original series, like Naruto. And kind of give you those feels from the past, but with like copy and pasted characters. Like everyone has a kid that's like a better or worse version of themselves, except for Boruto. Yeah. He's like almost the flip of Naruto. He's like, I don't know what's
extremely
He's confident, skilled. Has friends. He has no flaws at all.
Yeah.
And just.
His flaw is his hot.
I can't relate to that.
But guess what? Naruto had that too.
I'm not cool.
That was a strength. We know in the Naruto series, that world is established that being hot-headed, belligerent, and stubborn is a strength. It's not a flaw. And so, Boruto being like that it's being like Naruto. And the only reason Naruto is successful is because he's that way. And so that's a strength in this universe. It's not a flaw. Boruto is flawless. I mean, I don't have to watch. None of us have to watch the series because we have a friend that'll tell us every couple months. By the way, Boruto's still bad, so we don't have to watch it at all to know.
We don't watch it. We really don't watch Boruto. I know what's going on just by, seeing the name of the episode. I'm like, oh, okay.
This is all you need to know about Boruto is that Boruto is Naruto with one letter changed, and that's the entire series.
Same like with Minato.
Yeah, no, Minato's 3 letters.
Minato.
It's 3 letters. So Boruto is literally, I guess 2 letters changed, but they're pretty much the same name. They're pretty much the same show. They're pretty much the same character. They're all the
very
same.
Similar, very, very, very much similar. Just different kind of world that they're living in.
But it doesn't matter.
That's not very relevant.
It's the same world, but with some different. They changed just enough so that they get called a different thing, but all the characters are exactly the same as. They're carbon copies of their parents. Like,
I'll be honest, if I'd be more interested...
whatever his name is just Shikamaru. Yeah, and Boruto is just Naruto without flaws. Boruto is Naruto as an adult, but as a kid. That's what he is. And freaking yeah, Metal Lee, whatever his name is. That his name?
Yeah,
That's so stupid. But he's just Rock Lee. They're all the same as their parents, and they're not even really different. It's so obnoxious.
I tried watching it, and I did get maybe through 40 episodes, and then I'm like, why did I do this? Like, I'm not actually entertained. I'm just watching it because it's connected to Naruto. If it wasn't, it wouldn't be that good of a show.
I think it would be a fine show if Naruto didn't exist.
You think so?
Yes. I think it would be fine if Naruto didn't, and Boruto was a better character. But other than that,
it has expectations.
Because
maybe
we've seen it before. It's like if I want to watch Naruto, I'll rewatch Naruto. I don't want to watch Naruto. It just because it's the guy who copied the homework. Can you just change it a little? You know, it's that meme. Yeah. Hey, can I copy your homework? Yeah, sure. Just make sure to change it a little, and then the guy turns in Naruto. The guy turns in Boruto. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
I think that's the only point.
I feel like if the series was focused more around the old Naruto characters instead of Boruto himself, the series would probably be a little better too.
Those are the best parts of the show.
Seeing
Boruto that we watch.
Your young heroes as adult heroes.
Yes. Like when Naruto gets involved, and because they're deep, actually characters with depth in them.
Yeah.
Because Naruto is, Naruto's the most interesting character in Boruto series because he's finally reached his goal. He's got the mantle of Hokage on him, but beyond that, he has a family now, and he's struggling to balance his work life with his family life. And so now, instead of looking at Naruto trying to reach his goal as Hokage, we're looking at Naruto trying to keep up with his own ninja way and his ideals while also balancing this part of his life we never actually thought he wanted or knew he needed. And so he's trying to be a good father, but he can't be a good father because he has to be a good Hokage to the village. So that's a lot more interesting than, oh, I'm Boruto. I'm super good at everything, and I still tried to cheat on the Chunin exam just for no reason at all, just so that the story would have sort of random plot,
just to get his father's approval.
Yeah, but no, he didn't even do it. That's a thin veil. He didn't have to cheat. It's so stupid because Boruto is such a perfect person, and he's good at everything. He doesn't fail. He might have failed at some point, but I don't know. I don't watch it. No, it's not interesting enough. The points that I've watched too, Boruto wasn't failing ever. He has lots of friends. He's really popular. He can do everything Naruto can do. He can do it better than Naruto can do it. He already learned how to put his chakra style into his Rasengan the first time he did a Rasengan. So it's ridiculous. I hate it. I'm done talking about it. You guys can keep talking about it.
We can keep talking about Naruto now. Something that's actually good.
Nope, so podcast is done.
Something I don't like about Naruto is the freaking, they spent a decade building up Naruto and friends and whatever, and then they're like, oh, Madara, big bad. And
Madara's awesome.
And then at the last moment, he's like, boom, he just got his full power, full strength. What's going to happen? Will Naruto and Sasuke save today? Tune in next time. But no.
Tune in next time.
Kaguya comes out of nowhere. And then all of a sudden flips that on his head. And then all of a sudden we got new big boss at the climax of the fight. And it was just taken away from us. It was like a tease. It was like...
Yeah, it was a bad...
Years of build-up for this one fight.
Subvert your
literally years.
Expectations. And it was a bad way of doing it.
Madara was first
I'm still salty about that.
Madara was first hinted at on the first Naruto series. His name was first brought up in the first episode of Shippuden. And it was just teased little by little by little. Madara. This guy is so powerful that he could beat the first Hokage, and he was an unstoppable force. You see him fight the 5 Kage, he completely decimates them, hardly trying. And then he comes out with the 10 Tails Jinchuriki and all of his power. It takes an 8 Gates guy to almost kill him.
Which I think Guy is the strongest character in Naruto.
Very easily.
Yeah.
Probably the strongest character. Just because Naruto and Sasuke struggle to kill Madara. It's 10 Tails, but then Guy comes in, kicks him, and almost kills him. But unfortunately, he's immortal at this point, so he can't die. But at the very end, as soon as you see this epic showdown about to go down, some random chick that we have like 5 flashbacks about, we talked about probably like 50 episodes ago, comes in and steals the thunder of over 500 episodes of buildup.
It was crazy.
Stolen.
I'm still not over that.
It's terrible. Terrible steal.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I feel like about halfway
through.
Did
Kishi not even know how to kill Madara?
Maybe
like, how are they going to stop him?
It feels like he didn't have a plan. Who's the show series creator?
Yeah,
I want to know his
Masashi
name.
Kishimoto.
Masashi Kishimoto. I feel like he didn't have an ending plan. It doesn't feel like it was planned out. I think he had a general idea. He was like, well, I want the Sage of Six Paths involved, and I want him to defeat the big baddie who's going to be Madara. But I want another person to swoop in and take the toll from Madara. And I feel like he tried to set that up with the freaking black Zetsu.
Mm-hmm.
But there was literally no actual way to know. Like, you couldn't predict Kaguya coming and killing Madara. You couldn't see it coming. It's impossible. There was barely any breadcrumbs left to really figure that out. I mean, yeah, Zetsu is there. Something like, where does Zetsu come from? Oh, he's like a liege of Madara. There's not enough to go back and look and see. Oh, that's why that happened. Oh, that's pretty cool. Like in some shows where you do know, where you do see the twist, and you can actually a good twist is when it happens and you go, oh, like that, and you realize, and all the pieces connect together. But that doesn't happen.
That happens because you know all the characters and you can see them working in the background. But Kaguya was never part of the cast. She was just added.
The history. What she was the history of chakra. She was the reason chakra was a thing.
She's an origin story, not
she is the origin.
She was a god, and then she's a mythological creature. Then she's a myth or a legend.
She's a myth. She was a myth. She was a legend. So supposedly she existed, and that's why we have chakra. So only Madara knew this story too. Only Madara knew this story.
Yeah, and she's in the background of world building. So we don't even learn about Kaguya until the main villain, Madara, shows up. So Madara was being built up, like you said, for all these hundreds of episodes, and then he shows up, and he's the big baddie, and then he's like, by the way, do you know how chakra was created? Let's sit down. Everybody
tells the first Hokage during the
Mandalorians
war.
or whatever? No, not midichlorians. There we go.
Midichlorians.
Everybody, all right, everybody. Okay, now that I've got all the ninjas gathered in a huge ninja alliance, everybody sit down, take your seats. Let me pull up my chalkboard. Is going to teach all the ninjas how chakra was made.
Oh, and by the way, this is gonna replace me at the very end of the series.
Yeah,
so get ready.
Right. Yeah.
There's your breadcrumb. But yeah, that ending very well possibly ruined ruined the series for a lot of people. And the series isn't fantastic as a whole, but
it's great. It's still,
it's like reading a book and then the ending, and you're just like.
But what makes it not? That doesn't kill the series. What it does is it kills the Ninja War. It kills the. I would say that's the secondary plot to Naruto. The main plot is Naruto and Sasuke. That's the main beef. That's the bread. That's what Naruto is about. It's about Naruto bringing his friend home. That's really what this story is about. And all that stuff is kind of the path Naruto takes to get there. And the Ninja War is a way to bring Naruto and Sasuke together and to bridge the gap that was been created over the hundreds of episodes. Like, they're finally coming together, and now they have a common enemy. So now that instead of them fighting when they first meet, they fight together and they work together, which builds into them fighting after that's done.
Yeah.
So that it's like, oh, we just fought this. Now we can understand each other better after we've been apart for so long. And now let's fight and then truly understand each other that way. So the real climax is when Naruto and Sasuke fight. That's when the show is climactic. That's when the resolution of the show happens for the purpose of it. And before that, the Ninja War is, like I said, it's a secondary plot. And so that's why the show isn't ruined by it. It's just that plot point is soured, and it's about half the show at that point. Mm-hmm. So it's very soured by that, and the Ninja War also leads to how terrible the power creep is in that show as well. And that's the same. It's the same fault of that same plot point. That whole plot ruined a lot of the world.
Yeah, for sure. Because Susanoo is a great, awesome ability. Looks really, really cool. It looks cool when Naruto goes into giant fox mode and everything. But man,
it really,
yeah. But man, it really hides the coolness that is a ninja world.
Mm-hmm.
The people are ninjas. In the very beginning of the series, is all about outsmarting your enemy. The most classic outsmart maneuver where Sasuke throws the shuriken, they dodge it. It's really Naruto. Boom, classic. Works on every enemy, even Momoshiki. So cool. Even on Momoshiki, works on everyone.
Sasuke does it to Itachi too.
Yeah.
He does
fakes them out with fake shurikens.
Sasuke loves fake shurikens. He does it to Naruto. He throws the shuriken. Naruto dodges it. He's like, "Aha! I dodged it." And then Sasuke's like, "No, I'll pull myself to you."
Yep. It's just all about outsmarting.
That's what a simple fight to be about.
Even a simple fight that's like not many people talk about it, but like Sasuke versus Deidara, that's literally just an outsmarting battle. Like, oh, explosives in the ground, up in the air. Sasuke uses lightning to destroy make the ones in the ground duds so they don't explode. He figures out how Deidara works. It's just instead of power creep, no Susanoo, no Amaterasu BS, none of that. It's just ninja outsmarting ninja. And that's probably my favorite parts of the series.
Even when they first encounter Toby, and Toby reveals himself as Madara, that fight scene where he's acting like idiot Toby. Even his moves isn't super overpowered, because we know Obito's super overpowered too.
Yeah.
But when he does that, his move is he goes underground and he places all the mines and he pops up and then they have a hard time fighting him. Not because he's got planet destroying capabilities, but because he was so much smarter than them and he outsmarted them. He led them into a trap, basically. Mm-hmm. And so that's what it should have been more so. It shouldn't be one guy fighting 200,000 ninjas and being able to kill them all with like, you're dead.
Susanoo. Yeah, meteors coming from the sky. Let me just take your souls real quick and done.
I feel like the show was scared to make more ninjas bad guys because as the audience, we love ninjas. You're like, ninjas are so cool. Why do you got to kill off these cool ninjas like Zabuza and stuff like that? And I feel like the show is scared to make more ninjas evil in that way. So instead of having Madara build up a huge following, like the Akatsuki were very small. Instead of him having his own army of his own, they made little Zetsu clones so that ninjas didn't have to kill other ninjas anymore. Yeah. And Naruto doesn't kill a single person in this entire show, which I think is stupid too. But no, he didn't. Not once.
I don't think so.
And I hate that.
I think technically, no, he didn't kill Kakuzu. He weakened him, and then Kakashi killed him.
Yeah,
Pain.
Did he kill him? No, he didn't kill Pain. Pain killed himself.
No, Pain killed himself with Reno Tensei. He wanted to kill him. He wanted to, but he said he wouldn't.
Yeah,
because that would destroy Batman. Because he wanted to destroy the cycle of revenge.
Naruto is, and I hate that about it, because ninjas are assassins. Ninjas kill things.
Oh, that's what ninjas do.
He's a soldier. That's what he does. He's supposed to be. He's fighting people. Ninjas they're soldiers for the country that they live in, and they're soldiers for the village. They're supposed to protect it. But he's acting like Batman, which he shouldn't be. He should be a ninja. He should not have qualms. I mean, he can have qualms about killing people, but he shouldn't be so
soft about doing it.
Soft about it, yeah. It shouldn't be such a huge thing. I'm not going to kill anybody. I mean, they don't make a big deal about it. He just never does it. But I feel like there should have been more to... If they're going to build up this ninja war, I feel like they should have had actual living beings like they did with the Akatsuki and such that were fighting against other actual characters that we cared about. So when we see fighting against Zabuza and Haku, that's an amazing storyline. I love that storyline. That's probably one of my favorites. Because Zabuza and Haku are very in-depth characters, but they're still villains. But you still understand and you feel for them. And when they fight, you're like, this is great. It's two ideals clashing, these two people clashing against each other. that they just can't agree on. They need to fight because they have these differing opinions that they would have to figure out for some reason. But with Madara, it's just like, I've got this army of goons, and a lot of shows do this, a lot of movies do this too. Like they do it in Marvel as well, where they don't actually have people fighting people, so they don't have your characters killing. So your characters remain good. They remained pure because they never have to kill anybody because
they're killing robots or clones.
Yeah, they're killing robots, or they're killing like indiscriminate aliens or zombies or
irrelevant characters.
The hordes. They're killing
the hordes. Yeah, they're useless, and I hate it. It's one of the things I hate the most. Like, kill beings.
Yeah.
Not because you want to be. Not because you like killing things, but so that you can give the weight to the actions that your characters take. So when Naruto chooses not to kill people, or if he does, when he's fighting against Madara's army, that means he has to sacrifice the safety of his own people in order to value the lives of his enemy. But he doesn't have to value the lives of his enemy because they're not alive. They're just faceless clones of Zetsus, yeah. Or they're just Madara. Madara is pure evil incarnate. He doesn't have a good thing in his body. Or they're just Kaguya, who is basically she's a faceless alien too.
Mm-hmm. Alien.
That's my spiel on it. It loses heart. That's why the Naruto and Sasuke thing is so great, is because Sasuke and Naruto are both really deep characters, and when they clash, you can understand both of their ideals. You can understand why they're fighting, and it's very emotional.
But you could argue like that you don't like Sasuke's point of view and stuff, but it is, in his point of view, totally valid, and you can understand it. You can understand his point of view.
Yeah,
exactly. You could understand his point of view. It's you may think it's stupid, but it's understandable. He wanted to kill his brother because he killed his whole clan. Finds out that he was actually a good guy, and the village made him do it. And you're like, all right, well, kill the elders. No, I'm going to destroy the village. You're an idiot. I get it. Okay, I get it. You're still an idiot, but I get it. Something like that. And
then after that, he realizes, destroying the village is kind of stupid. How about instead of destroying the village, I try to just break down the ninja world as we know it and rebuild it from the ground up.
Yep.
And that's
I'll be the
kind
leader.
of extreme.
It's very extreme. It's the same
he describes
conclusion
it pretty
that
well.
Thanos comes to, which is
I can't
really
repeat it, but when he says it, it makes sense.
It does make sense. It's not good. It doesn't make it like a good thing to do, but it makes sense.
You're over here like, this guy's got a point.
Yeah, that's what makes a good villain though, is because you can see what they do and like, this guy's kind of got a point.
Almost like Thanos, where it's like,
it's Thanos.
Actually kind of, I can kind of see it, but
it's a bad idea.
Not a bad idea.
No, it is a bad idea.
It's a bad idea.
It's Scarrick over here agreeing with Thanos. It's not a bad idea to kill half of everything.
Well, you can understand. Well, where he lived on and everything. Mm-hmm. It's like
no. Yeah, you can. You can understand why he would come to that conclusion, and you can understand I can see why he thinks that's an actual solution. That doesn't make it a good solution,
right?
But I see why you think it is, and that makes good characters, good development and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But when you throw that all out the window for the sake of big giant boss battles and keeping your characters pure and of heart and not having to make hard decisions, it's not hard. It's not a hard decision for Naruto to make to take down Madara or to fight his goons. It's very easy for him to do. He doesn't have to really sacrifice anything to do it. Yeah. No, Pain's a good one because Naruto, to defeat Pain, Naruto has to sacrifice his control over himself. He lets go of his control over the Nine Tails.
He lets the anger take over the hate.
Yeah, that's how he defeats Pain. That's why that arc's really good, is because Naruto is sacrificing something, and if he lets the hate take over, they're gonna have a much bigger problem than Pain. But if he doesn't let it take over, he's not gonna be able to defeat Pain. Mm. So, what does he do at that point?
Yeah,
that's a really good decision to make.
But I don't think he actually made a decision. It kind of forced him when he did. His life got in danger.
But he still made the decision. He lost control of himself at that point because he made the decision to let that emotion overtake. Which is fine, though.
You do see the decision making when he's inside of the Nine Tail area, when he tells him to free him. The Nine Tails wouldn't be saying to free him if it wasn't Naruto's actual mind to decide whether to do it or not. Otherwise, Ninetales would just not be talking. He'd just be like, "All right, I'm just gonna force him to do it real quick." Like, no, Naruto is actually making a conscious decision, kind of manipulated because Hinata just kind of almost, basically died in his face. So, but that brings me to say, like, the fights in Naruto, a lot of them are really, really good. Like, a lot of them are good. I could easily list a bunch of fights that I love out of Naruto, but I think my favorite ones are the ones that are mostly 1v1s, mostly taijutsu, hand-to-hand combat.
Yes.
Those ones are my favorite ones.
Those are the best ones to watch. I was rewatching the Naruto versus Sasuke fight. The first half of that fight is them just taijutsu fighting, and it's amazing. And the second half is terrible. But because it's just
they basically replay their original fight, and
it's really cool.
Whatever,
it's
the
really
Valley,
cool.
whatever it's called.
And then
Hidden Valley, yeah.
It's
Final
ruined,
Valley. There we go.
It's ruined when they go into big old fat Susanoo Ninetales forms.
But it drains all their chakra, so they kind of go. They're like, all right,
go
back to our raw selves.
And then it becomes good again after that. So once that's all gone,
fist.
They're just
and then
they're exhausted.
Yeah, and it's
then final Rasengan and Chidori.
I love that. That's a really good moment. It's a great conclusion to their arc. It's fantastic. The fight where they're all big and bad and Ninetales and Susanoo crap is terrible. I hate that because it takes away from their contact. Because when they're taijutsu fighting, they're touching each other, they're hitting each other, they're actually making impact on one another. They're connecting. But when they're in their giant forms, they're like miles apart, throwing big balls of energy, and the animation instead becomes
that can never actually finish an opponent.
Yeah, exactly. Like it goes from this beautiful animation of them fighting and kind of like in this dance to this just big circles of color. And it changes from that to one thing, from nice stuff to just color. And
it might sound like we're like
hating
Naruto and we're critiquing it so much, but we're doing it because we actually really like this show.
Yeah,
it's one of our favorites. It's the show that got me into anime.
Show. Yeah, I wouldn't watch the entire Naruto series if I did not like it. And honestly, to this day, this series has been over, and I still absolutely love the Naruto series. Easily, still one of my top favorite, animes of all time, because it has a special place in my heart as one of the first animes I ever watched. Yeah, it's really, really good. It's just I critique it, we critique it, because we care about it so much.
It's mostly the Ninja War, the Great Ninja War is what we're critiquing. That's pretty much that.
That's mostly what we've been
beginning of Naruto.
Actually.
Yeah,
that's good. That's all good stuff.
It is. The
Chunin exams, fantastic. Zabuzahaku, fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Even the Orochimaru save Sasuke from the Sound Ninja 4.
Oh, that's good.
Also,
the Gaara fight.
Sakura versus
cool
Sasori.
Gaara,
very good.
Awesome.
No, anything. Just kick Sakura out of it.
It wouldn't be a Naruto discussion if we didn't explain how Sakura needs to improve, and not just say it, but to do it.
She doesn't need to.
No, she's got Sasuke and Naruto to.
What we need to do is stop comparing her to Naruto and Sasuke, and just compare her to like Ino. Oh yeah, she's pretty strong.
If you take out all these OP guys, take out Naruto, Sasuke, Madara, Obito, like the power level comes way down across the board. Like
I wish they kept the power level down at that point. I wish they didn't increase it so much.
Imagine being Sakura. You're literally being carried by Naruto and Sasuke, and then I don't even know.
She doesn't even.
No wonder she's useless.
I guess you could say she's more of a support ninja, where she heals more than she's like the mercy of the group. But even Mercy's
she's
more
like
useful.
A Zen. She's got some good blows.
She does. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. So I mean, she has her one shining moment against Sasori, even though mostly Chio did that. But yeah, still a good fight. And then I think the beginning of Shippuden was also great. I love all the members of the Akatsuki. They're all really, really cool and unique.
Yeah, they are. I really like them
awesome.
too.
Killer Bee's sick. One of my first few favorite characters during the Shippuden arc. Like I really liked him because he was super unique. And it was really just when the Ninja War hit that it was just kind of
because the Ninja War, they weren't fighting they weren't fighting actual people. They were fighting undead things that couldn't actually die, so it didn't matter how it went, and faceless creatures.
Yep.
So, and before that, they were fighting actual beings, like that had motivations and lives to live. And so,
their own goals, their own
ideas. So when Shikamaru technically kills Hidan, it's cool. You're like, oh man, Shikamaru is a badass.
Even Hidan, someone who was like, who just thrived in killing people and, you know, sacrificing him to his Lord Jashin, he still had a reason to fight, to sacrifice them.
He did. It was a lot. It was a lot more than just because he was told to. And all of the beings in the Ninja War, they only do things because they're told to, not because they have a strict motivation to do so. The same with Orochimaru. Orochimaru's pretty good. He's a good villain. I like Orochimaru.
He is a great villain. I feel like he's an underrated villain.
But he is good. I like him a lot.
He is a very much weirdo. Yeah.
I like his character. Cool. I mean, I don't enjoy him being on screen. But I like his.
I think he has.
He's a good villain, but I just don't like him though. You know,
which is
good
fine.
that I don't like him, but
yes, it is.
Yeah, it's a weird not like. I don't even know how to describe it.
No, it's in a way that makes him real. So instead of saying I don't like him because he's a terrible character, you're saying I don't like him because of the qualities that he has as a character. I don't like him as a person.
He's a good character, and I don't like him because he's a good character.
Yes, exactly. It's kind of like Joffrey on Game of Thrones. You hate him. I hate him.
But he's a good character.
He's a great character, but you just hate him so much. So and you always hate it when he's on screen.
The fact that they're able to make him so hateable is good character building.
Exactly. But you don't really hate Madara, really. He's just
like you just think he's a badass.
Admire him. You're like, whoa.
Yeah, he's like, oh, that's cool, but he doesn't inspire as much emotion as some of the other villains do. So
all the other villains are kind of motivated by emotions and stuff.
But
Madara is just kind of like,
especially Pain. Like his motivations are very. I like Pain. The Pain arc is really good.
Oh yeah.
His motivations are very, at their core, they're pure, but they're very corrupted by his pain. Yeah.
He's Thanos.
Yeah.
Not Madara. Pain is Thanos.
Yeah.
There you go. But
Pain is Thanos. We figured it out, boys. Does that make Naruto Squad the Avengers?
Yes.
Naruto is all the Avengers.
Just him. He's all the Avengers.
He's all the Avengers.
You could just shadow clone and boom.
There we go.
Well, we're kind of out of time. I got things to do. Unless you got anything else to add.
Any show recommendations?
I recommend.
Don't say it.
Don't say it.
I recommend One